Hello there, fellow captains, and welcome to Infinity Battlescape Cruiser Edition. We're straight into the action after having just taken out the enemy carrier that was providing strikecraft support for this engagement. And now we're straight on to the enemy cruiser Kovar. So this is a recording of a session I played today in Infinity Battlescape. I played about 2 to 3 hours of it, and most of that was in the cruiser, which I honestly really enjoy. I have to say that the capital ship combat in this game is the most appealing and the most fun I've ever played. It might not be for some others. It may be too slow paced, but that's what I like about it, that it actually feels like an actual engagement, where ships aren't being destroyed within seconds of, actually starting some sort of gunnery duel or something. But I've launched torpedoes at the enemy. You can see those two little spinning circle star shaped things. They're torpedoes. And you can notice if a torpedo has detonated by the purple explosion. So the enemy Kovar cruiser has 49% shield strength and 70% hull. So what I'm doing here is using my energy blasters, aka my ion cannons, because I love Star Wars, to bring down the enemy shields. Now, if you'll notice the little bar on the right hand side of the screen, it's the little glowing bar. That is my energy reserves. So I can continually fire my energy batteries, or ion cannons as I'll call them from here on out, at the enemy as long as that is filling, or as long as that has, some energy built up. In regards to the main battery, which I just let loose there, a full salvo, with my secondaries and my main cannons there, that will deal hull damage. It won't deal as much while the shields are up, but it will deal, a few percent depending on the shield strength. With the shield up, I've noticed that the secondary batteries, not the actual strongest weapons on the cruiser, will ricochet. Now, the cruiser itself is designed to take out enemy installations like stations or bases or factories on the planet's surface, and also dealing with enemy cruisers, destroyers, as well as carriers. So it's pretty much the big fella. It's the biggest and most powerful ship in the game at the moment. The carrier is more expensive. It's 1,000 credits more, but it only has a light defensive armament point defense system. It doesn't have the incredible cannons. You can see them there on the left and right hand of the screen. Those triple barreled guns. It doesn't have those. So the carrier needs to be protected, but as a cruiser, I can just go in and engage another enemy cruiser. So the enemy cruiser has 69% shield strength left, as well as 75% hull. Torpedoes have detonated on target. Got a couple more. Are they going to impact, are they? Come on. No, they missed. Looks like the... Oh, no, hold on. Both torpedoes did... Well, at least one of them, I believe, might have impacted on target. I deployed 2 more torpedoes while I close the distance here. You have to be at least 6 kilometers away for your ion batteries to be in range. And I believe might be the same, or the actual main kinetic weapons might have a bit of a further range. I'm still getting used to the game at this point. Torpedo on target. Do we have an impact? We do. Awesome. Enemy cruiser is down. We dealt 35% of the overall damage, so let's see what's going on behind us. There's an allied cruiser, AI controlled. Now you see the teal player there, Black Sun. That means it's an actual player. I believe for enemies it's orange, and for allies it's teal. Black Sun has actually been quite helpful to me so far in this game, or this session overall. He gave me quite a bit of info in the game, how the credits work after you leave the game, how ships carry over and stuff. Well, they don't. You remain or retain your credits depending on if it's the same operation. But look at all those enemy ships. They've got a number of destroyers. They've got about 4 or 5 cruisers. We, on the other hand, are kind of similar. Not a lot of strike craft. So let's skip ahead a bit to more action. There's the enemy cruiser Kurao, or however you want to pronounce it. We're laying into him straight away. Brought his hull down about 10% there with 1 salvo there from our main battery and secondaries. We're just going to continue to hit him. Now he isn't taking a great deal of damage. We do need to take his shields down. But right now I'm trying to just look around me and see what's going on. Now so far the biggest threat I've come across, which is actually the biggest threat for cruisers apart from other cruisers, are enemy bombers. Especially when they're... Oh, look at that. That is so cinematic. This is what I always dreamt of when I was a kid, when I wanted like some game like this. And it's here. It exists. And it's currently on Steam in early access. But let's take down the Kurao. Okay, 74% hull strength left, 20% shield. Once we take him down, we'll try and mop up the rest of these destroyers and cruisers. Black Sun there in a destroyer. He's heading in to take out an enemy cruiser also. And I'm going to focus on the Kurau here. I have some assistance from an allied cruiser. But as I was saying, yeah, bombers are the biggest threat you're going to come across in a cruiser, especially when there's a group of them. And if they're controlled by a player, well, you're not going to have a good day. You're going to have one hell of a bad time, man. You know what I'm saying? Bombers coming up in your shit. Hell yeah. Also, enemy mines, which I believe are deployed by cruisers, or not cruisers, sorry, destroyers, are a massive threat. They can take off a fair chunk of your hull. They can deal serious structural damage, as well as shield damage. Oh, enemy cruiser directly above us. It's not good. Is he going down? Oh, he's in a gunnery duel with another allied cruiser. That's awesome. Look at the visual effects in this game are just blowing my mind. It's gorgeous. And I believe it's only a small team working on this, Nova Studios. They've outdone themselves. I mean, this is the most enjoyable, capital ship action I've ever played in a game. The closest, the number 2 would be, it's not really fair because you don't directly control the ships. It's Nexus, the Jupiter incident. I love the capital ship action in that game, and unfortunately there was supposed to be a sequel that they tried crowdfunding and Kickstarter, but it was unsuccessful, sadly. But yeah, and then Fractured Space, obviously. I do like Dreadnought, don't get me wrong, I like Dreadnought quite a bit, but Dreadnought is a lot more fast paced and you don't really feel like you're in a large capital ship. I mean, this thing itself's only got to be a couple of 100 meters long. Maybe about 500 to 600 I'd say these cruisers are. I don't have definite numbers. There's Black Sun, he's dropped a mine. Now if that mine detonates, you can see it there, it's the circle, or the, kind of circle with the axe through it. That is a mine. And they are dangerous. If I see one of those and it's red, I've got to put up batteries on it immediately to try and destroy it before it gets any closer than it can be. I believe they're magnetic. I'm not entirely sure. You see, I'm still trying to get used to the game, but Kurau here has 16% hull strength left. And my main batteries have been destroyed. My kinetic weapons, most of my secondaries, as well as my main guns have been taken out. So I'm going to have to just use missiles here. And whatever else I've got, which is just my ion batteries. But that's one thing that you can have with the cruiser, I should have mentioned. You can either use missiles, or you can use torpedoes. Now, torpedoes, of course, are for larger targets. They're not as nimble as missiles, because missiles are used for softer targets, you know, more agile, like strike craft, your interceptors, your bombers, your corvettes. In fact, you know, it's not too difficult to hit a corvette with a torpedo, actually, which just outright absolutely destroys it. But yeah, I'm out of torpedoes. At the top left, you can see what weapons have what ammo left. You can also see what's damaged. But I'm out of torpedoes, unfortunately. So, I'm just seeing what's going on here. There's still quite a few enemies left. Luckily for us, at the very start of as soon as we jumped in, or warped into this area to help defend, Black Sun and I took out the enemy carrier. So they weren't getting any support. Okay, let's have a look. So I'm thinking here, I haven't got my main batteries, I haven't got my secondaries. I'm going to have to go and repair. Now in front of me you can see those two gantries, two docking bays with the blue lines. Now if I can successfully dock on one of those, it will replenish my ammo. It will repair my hardpoints, as well as just the hull and shield in general. So I have to make it there. But you can see on the left there's an allied corvette. Now they can provide assistance. Nowhere near as close as the assistance in Fractured Space or Dreadnought. I mean, this is, you know, I would say realistic, but it's a sci-fi game, come on. But you know what I mean? It's a lot more reasonable when it comes to the heals and the support. I believe they can rearm you as well, provide you with ammo. But we need to align here. Oh, incoming missile. Do I have any flares or chaff, do I? Regardless, here I am, successfully docked at a weird angle, but I wanted to be able to get out of here as quickly as possible. Look at the bridge in the front there, do you see it? The grey part. Oh, hello. Hello, friend. Do you need healing as well? Well, you must have put up... What the fuck? Dude, you don't want to... I just got this fucking thing repainted and everything, and you're going to... Oh, never mind. It's probably an accident. It's only a bot. A bot doesn't know what the... Oh, you... You complete an utter dick. Dude, come on. It's mine. I was here first. I was almost fully healed. He came in and he started pushing me out. I was almost fully healed and my shield had almost been fully restored. And this asshat of an AI bot pushes me out, or attempts to push me out. I'm still in it. You can see it's still green. But anyway, on to some more action. Here is Solar Space. It's a planet-side installation that we need to protect. Now, the enemy are here in force. I think it was actually the enemies that retreated from the station above, that fled down here to try and defend, or, attack it for what little damage they could do. So there is Black Sun again, the teal-marked destroyer. I'm just going to lend him some assistance because he did help me quite a bit earlier in session overall. Earlier in the day, I was on the destroyer and he did assist me with targets so I could get some credits. And it's not like, I don't think he's a subscriber. I just met this random guy and he was really awesome. So far, the community's been really cool in this game, but it's a little bit sad because there are so few players. Now the game is in early access. I mean, all this is available. There's no single player at the moment, I don't think, and in fact, I'm pretty sure there's no single player. But what is here is fun. Now, one thing I will say is, while I try and take out this enemy destroyer, captained by a guy I can't pronounce his name. Or is that? I think that's actually just the name of the ship. But I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. But anyway, yeah, some people might... I just want to give you this little warning. If you do get this game, even though it's early access, if you do want to be in a cruiser or even a destroyer, bear in mind that you do have to start off in an interceptor or a bomber. Now that's fine for me. I mean, you can rack up kills on enemy interceptors pretty damn quickly with your own interceptor, or assist in taking out destroyers or corvettes in your bomber. It doesn't take long as you go to the right battles and defend the right systems and bases. So that's that enemy destroyer taken out. I mean, look at that. Look at the detail in this ship. The one thing I did notice is that the main tri-barrel battery guns are not textured, but again, early access. The rest of the ship is gorgeous. I mean, there's even some hangar bays there on the left and port side of the ship, starboard and port. It looks absolutely fucking amazing. One thing I would like that wouldn't really be useful, well, it could be useful, is a bridge view. Now, not actually being able to walk around the bridge or anything. I think a lot of games nowadays try to throw in first person, combat, as well as just being able to walk about in first person, like Axe 4 Rebirth or whatever it was called, and also Star Citizen. I don't think it's necessary. I would just like a bridge view where I can hold the right mouse button down and I can look to the left and right of the bridge. Torpedoes out. They're on the enemy destroyer slip off. Now there are no cruisers in this engagement itself. We took the rest of them out in orbit. So it's just these few destroyers left. It looks like he's trying to run. Bring all guns to bear. Try and get as much of his shield down as possible. Switching to a first person view, because this is actually a game where I don't mind the first person view. I mean, not only is the game visually gorgeous, but the sound effects aren't half bad either. You see though, do you hear those ion guns there? They remind me of something. I think it might be... Oh, I know what it is. It's the Droidekas blasters from Star Wars, the prequels mainly. There are no Droidekas or destroyer droids in the original trilogy. Okay, let's see. What's he at? He's got 100... That's an enemy mine. That's what I was talking about earlier. You see it's closing the distance, and I'm just trying to focus all my weapons on it. I'm actually being a bit too overcautious here, overzealous. Look at the impact on the surface. Look at those explosions and the dust that kicks up and the smoke. Oh, that looks fucking amazing. Oh, I'm so nerdy now over this. I love this so much. I was having such a blast in this earlier. But back on to business. There's the how do you pronounce that? Grabowski? Grabowski. Yeah, well, that's how I'll say it once and only once. I'm not going to attempt that again. Okay, now the destroyer is a softer target than the cruiser. You can, of course, take down the shields, but when you do fire at it with your main and secondary weapon systems, you are going to deal damage. So if you watch the hull strength there, With every impact, I'm dealing damage, regardless of the shields in place. Now, your secondaries do ricochet. You can see shots just being knocked all around the place. That's because of the shields. But it's not on 100% chance, I don't think. I think the lower the shield gets, the higher the chance you have it just penetrating, even with the shields in place. God, this game is awesome. And it's not even finished! One thing I would like is that you could possibly customize your loadout on your ships, your hardpoints. Maybe even introduce a couple of extra ship types. Could be interesting, but early days yet. Torpedoes out. Heading for that enemy destroyer. I'm trying to pick what destroyer I want to go for here. Now, Black Sun is attacking the soup off. So we're going to go for that target also. Yes, 22% shields, 21% in fact. So if we do hit him with our main batteries, fire off a few salvos, we will do hull damage. So let's close the distance here. We're at 5.2 kilometers. We need to be closer just so the shot dispersion isn't as crazy. So we do land a lot more shots on target, especially those main guns. I wonder what millimeter they are. Oh, they're goddamn. Okay, let's see. Target is down. Yeah, I think we've only got 2 to 3 more destroyers left before we clean up and push them away from this base. Now, one thing I would really like in this, now I'm just going to start saying about things I'd like, even though, you know, I believe it's a small team. But grind combat, not really, you're not able to take part in the grind pot. Language, Connor. English. Grammar. You can do it, Connor. Come on. Push through. But more like, you know how it works in Ace Combat? Those types of games where it's controlled by the AI. Like there'll be a grind force pushing on a location and you to intercept them. Or even better, in atmosphere close air support. Or long range air support even, because you're using main batteries. You've got these massive fucking caliber weapons. Because, I mean, the impacts on the surface look amazing as is. Imagine when you're destroying tanks and, I don't know, VTOL dropships and stuff. Oh, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. It's only a little indie game, and look at how fucking good this is. Star Wars Battlefront 2 had space combat. Fucking terrible. Looked amazing. Terrible. Absolutely no depth to it. Okay, Mentats here. Must be a Fallout fan. He's all drugged up in the Mentats. 50% hull strength, 40% hull, 41, sorry, 30% shield. So with each volley here, we're taking out about 10% of his hull, ripping him to pieces. Now you can actually take out different weapon systems on enemy ships also. So like earlier, whenever I had to go to repair because my main kinetic armaments were taken out, you'll see now and again whenever I'm firing on these ships that I have a good shot. A shot flies through and will take out a hard point, a weapon system on the enemy ship. There we go, critical hit. Mark 6 guns destroyed. Was that in me or him? I think it might have been in me actually. I mean, he is firing back. Most of his shots are just bouncing off my shield because my shield is about 90%. Okay, come on, 3%, and he's out. Right, where's that other destroyer that was to my left? Oh, he must have jumped out or got destroyed. One of the two. Look at how gorgeous this looks. Imagine there actually being a city. Okay, let's skip forward instead of having to watch me just slowly make my way towards these 2 enemy destroyers. Alright, this fella and his friend are the last 2, I believe. So let's assist in taking these 2 down. And Black Sun, he had to pull out there. Many thanks, Black Sun, for helping me out, bud. I really appreciate it. Okay, torpedoes out. Whether or not they're going to make it is anybody's guess. They don't have as tight a turn as the missiles, because of course that will be overpowered. But they are turning. It's just whether or not they can drift around there. Come on. Anyway, he's only got 40, 30, 40, 29. Holy crap. He's got limited hull left, so let's finish him off. Now, while I'm here, guys, I just would like to say that I do accept donations because obviously I'm a human being. And currently, it would be much obliged if you could, you know, even as little as you want, really. There's a PayPal link in the description below. It's the most accepted, I believe, because YouTube and their super chats are fucking nonsense. Come on, 4%, None of them hit. Oh, hey, look at this guy. He's juking me all over the place. I mean, he's not really. I mean, look at the size of him. But I did miss a volley there. Okay, lost enemy ship, the Themoth. By the way, the HVK stands for Havoc, I believe. I can't remember the name of the faction I am. But basically, I think they're the yellow and the blue, and we're the red and whites. Oh, imagine being able to actually put your name on the side of the ship. God damn, that would be epic. Okay, charging the warp drives, just to close the distance here. Now, it won't gain an insane amount of speed. Just enough to, you know, make it there before Christmas. Okay. I've got 2 allied destroyers as escort. One of my batteries has been taken out. You can see it there at the top of the spine on the ship there. It's smoking, so that's been taken out. But luckily, the big fellas are still going strong. The big guns there on the port and starboard sides there. On the wings at the back. Come on. Themoth is... Oh, he is going low. Has his engine's been shot out? Or has he just lost control? Gravity is a bitch. 48% hull. Come on. We can take him out. One thing I'm going to be trying to do, guys, if any of you actually play this, join the Discord. Link will be in the description below. And we'll try and set up a squadron. We'll each have our... You know, we'll assign ships and stuff for different people, depending on how you go. Like, some people do prefer interceptors and over the bigger ships. They just prefer the maneuverability, the speed, the agility. I mean, this might look boring to other people, but this is exhilarating for me. This blows my mind. Oh, okay, torpedo. One torpedo was shot out of the sky, and I believe 1 impacted. But he's only got 25% hull left anyway, so... I don't think he's going to win. And I think he might be actually trying to pull out. Come on, dude. You don't invite a girl out for dinner and then pull out that early. Come on. I'm not going to let you escape. You're not getting away that easily. Oh. Okay, I don't think they were direct impacts. Direct hits. They kind of just detonated off starboard. 1%. Switching to missiles. Although I don't think I'll have to use them. No, target is down. And guys, that is Infinity Battlescape in the cruiser, which I enjoyed immensely. So if you'd like to check it out, I'm putting a link in the description to the Steam page. Be aware, early access, all that jazz. And yeah, whatever it is you're playing right now, enjoy. And of course, I'll always see you next time. Buongiorno.